if you get rid of like the Christian trappings,
Yeah.
You can see that like you can actually use this towards like a more secular, non-Christian, application.
Yeah. Like, so like the philosophies and the stuff behind it could be applicable regardless of your religious views.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they even like use like different like movie clips. I mean, it's kind of like a good idea because a lot of us are kind of like geared through pop culture and stuff. So the main speaker used a lot of movies, and not like just Christian movies. There was like maybe one. It was like called The Shack with the guy who plays Jake Sully in Avatar. But there was also other different movies that weren't like overtly, they weren't even religious. You can even think, but like you like look at the clips and you're like, huh. Never even thought about that because I'm just watching a movie to get entertained, and I just don't really look deep into it that much. Not even many people probably don't do that.
Oh man, you talking about stuff that, movies that I grew up watching. Like I was, my mom passed away on Father's Day this year, and one of her favorite movies of all time was Fried Green Tomatoes. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I think I've seen that when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's got Jessica Tandy, Kathy Bates, and
Yeah.
it takes place in like the deep South. So there's this one scene where one of the main character's best friends, her best friend, because it goes back from like the, they're reminiscing, right? So the main character is remembering about something from the past, and so in that time frame, in that past remembrance, that main character's friend was dying of cancer, like on her deathbed, and taking her last breaths. And I've seen this movie dozens of times, from growing up, and it was again one of my mom's favorite movies. And one of the lines of the movie, like when because I watched it the night, of the day that my mom passed, because I was like feeling nostalgic, like let's watch something that makes me think of mom. Anyway, there's a line and there's a scene in that movie which like of all the times that I've seen it, it never struck a nerve to me. That day, I mean, it was like like open the water faucet, just the waterworks are running like crazy because the main, like that friend of the main character, she dies of cancer, and her friend is crying for her, like her best friend just died.
Yeah.
One of the ladies of the house, that was kind of with her, taking care of her, is comforting that friend, and she says, and the lady who passed, her name was Ruth, and she was telling the main character, she says, you've got to let Miss Ruth go because Miss Ruth was a lady, and a lady always knows when to leave. And I when I watched that scene, dude, I'm like, just because it made me think of my mom, how her passing and everything, and it struck a nerve. So similarly, like we can probably have something that we've, a favorite movie or a favorite line of a movie that we've liked for just the enjoyment factor, and then years go by or something happens in our life, and then we rewatch it. We see it through different eyes, through a different lens.
Yeah.
There's like a lesson there for us in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's pretty cool that that's the approach that they took, that it wasn't like, at least from the sounds of it, it wasn't like, you went down there out in the woods and you walked into a building and it was like church three times a day. You got some dude up there with the Bible just being like,
Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't like I thought. I was like going into it, I thought I was going to fall asleep because I was like you thought, like you said, I thought I was going to be walking into like church sermons and I was going to be like, oh God, I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if you stripped away all the, like the mentions of God and Satan and all that, you would have thought you're just at like some kind of guys get together or whatever.